In this exercise, we'll group a subassembly and move it using the X-Form Dynamic tool. We'll start by clicking on Tools, Group, Make, and select all of the parts in the slider assembly. Then we'll click on the X-Form Dynamic tool. We'll click on Group, and then on Select. We'll select the slider block, and the entire group will highlight. We'll drag this vector, and the entire group will move along the track. Next, we'll click on the X-Form Dynamic icon again. This time, we'll window select the yellow insert and screws. We'll drag these out to an exploded position and hit Accept. Then we'll click on the X-Form Dynamic icon again. We'll click on Group, and then on Select. We'll select the slider block, and the entire group will highlight. We'll drag this vector, and the entire group with the exploded insert subassembly will move along the track. So let's work with an actual file. We'll open up sample file KCV assembly 2.ckd. Let's turn off level 3. And now we're going to click on Tools, Group, Make. We'll type slider for the name of the group. And then we'll window select all of these components and hit Accept. Let's turn level 3 back on. Now we're going to click on X-Form Dynamic. We're going to select Group, then Select, and we'll click on the block. Hit Accept. The entire group highlights. Now we'll drag this vector, and the entire group will translate along the track. We'll escape, use X-Form Dynamic again. This time we're going to window select just the insert and the 4 screws. We'll hit Accept. And now we'll drag this vector in order to explode that subassembly and hit Accept. Now notice when you're doing this, if you pick individually a component, the conversation bar will prompt you, do you want that entity or do you want the group? So that's another option that you have when doing this. So now let's go back and use X-Form Dynamic. We'll click on Group, then on Select. We'll click on the block, hit Accept. And now when we drag the vector, the entire assembly with the exploded subassembly will move along the track. So it's pretty handy. So let's recap. In this exercise, we grouped the subassembly and moved it using the X-Form Dynamic tool. We started by clicking on Tools, Group, Make, and selected all of the parts in the slider assembly. Then we clicked on the X-Form Dynamic icon. We clicked on Group, and then on Select. We selected the slider block, and the entire group highlighted. We dragged this vector, and the entire group moved along the track. Next, we clicked on the X-Form Dynamic icon again. This time, we window selected the yellow insert and insert screws. We dragged these out to an exploded position and hit Accept. Then we clicked on the X-Form Dynamic icon again. We clicked on Group, and then on Select. We selected the slider block, and the entire group highlighted. We dragged this vector, and the entire group with the exploded insert subassembly moved along the track.